Welcome back, you guys. Tonight we're going to be working on a CZ-P07. This is going to be a pretty advanced build. We kind of have a lot going on here. And lately the CZ slides seem to be just rolling on in. We happen to be getting a lot of those projects. A lot of people are starting to see that new work getting turned out. So definitely going to be something new here as well. So let's just discuss it a little bit. Let's give you a better idea of exactly what we're trying to perform before we do the work to kind of give you an understanding of what you're watching kind of as it unfolds. So on the rear section, we're going to end up doing a Trigicon RMR. We're going to lose the factory dovetail. We will not be adding a dovetail back to this slide. So basically that puts the optic back here, somewhere in this really far zone, and then it's going to be up front somewhere in here. So you're going to see it somewhere in this kind of zone here. That's going to all go away. It's going to be nice and clean in the top rear section. We're going to be doing the hive pattern on the front zone. So between where the front iron sight goes and where the barrel locks up, we're going to be doing a complete hive pattern down through here. So that's going to be pretty interesting because we've definitely not done one of those before on any of the CZs, as a matter of fact. So that's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to do the hive there. And then what we're going to end up doing is we're going to use the laser because it's on the chamfer and want to be able to get those exact cuts. We're going to do the hive pattern down in this zone here. We're going to try to stay in where the serration window would be. So basically where we already have the serrations, we're going to try to stay in this kind of zone here. We're going to run a hive pattern down through there. So it's going to be something like, you know, smaller, larger, 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 something along that line. I don't know whether we're going to do 3 or we're going to do 4. I don't know if we're going to do a step down around it. Sometimes when you're working through existing serrations, stuff just kind of becomes butchered and really doesn't come out looking all that nice because we're taking off additional material and we've got some stuff left over. The laser works a little different than the CNC, where the CNC would basically drop everything to the same plane, so it shaves all the top side off until it comes down to the same zone. We don't really get that with the laser. The laser just removes all the material lower, so we would still have some of those serrations left over. Now, of course, in the hold zones, or where we're going to be able to, you know, actually punch a hole, that would be gone. So I don't know what we're going to do there yet. I've got to really think that through. I want to see how that ties in with the top. I want to see how far the top comes over into the side and see what that looks like. One of the things you're going to notice, if you can kind of catch it right here in the corner, is that we have to come down at least that far in order to actually cut through the top. So we've got to cut down about that far in order to actually make it through the top side. So that's going to put us somewhere in this zone on where the top window is. So I don't know how much room we're going to have left over down and through here. It might just be a really small hive. I don't know. We're going to get creative with that. At the end, I think it's going to look really nice, but we need to do one thing at a time in order to figure out the next piece of the puzzle and how it all kind of fits together. We're also going to be doing some barrel work on this. So we have the barrel here. We're going to end up doing a hive on the top of the barrel up here. And then we're going to do an American flag on this side of the barrel. And then we're going to be doing a full polish of the barrel. So that's going to be pretty neat overall. I'm going to be pretty excited to see how that comes out. And then last but not least, blue titanium. So definitely going to be a wild piece. I'm really looking forward to this with the polished barrel with the blue titanium, being able to see all the way through. I think it's going to be very, very cool. What we're going to do now is we're going to get over to the Tormach 770. We're going to go ahead and cut the Trigicon on the back rear zone up in here. Then we're going to go ahead and cut our hive up in here. And let's just kind of see how that comes out. And then we're going to move over to the laser. We'll finish up that laser work. We'll get some color on it. Obviously, we'll do a little bit of polishing on the barrel. We're going to bring it back. We're going to show you as a full project kind of where we started to where we ended. So let's get over to the Tormach 770. Alright guys, let's take a look and see exactly how this came out in the end. I am loving this color combination. Obviously we're going to have black on titanium blue, so that's going to be really, really nice, and then we're going to end up going with a ZRN barrel. Let's talk about it a little bit more. Remove the factory dovetail off of the slide altogether. Nice cleanup in the back zone. No remnants left over of the dovetail. We came down deep enough to remove that. We've got it positioned far enough back in order to not have any issues where the hammer is going to be. Just really nice layout over there. We ended up going with a nice open hole on the top with our hive. That was cut with the CNC, as you guys had seen that work being performed. Definitely going to be able to see some nice barrel through there. Really liking the way that that's come out, and quite honestly, just the hive itself is a very attractive design. Even if you didn't go with anything on the sides, just the hive on the very top would be acceptable overall. Very pleasant there. Now we ended up doing a laser port on the sides with the hive pattern. Definitely a tricky pattern. We had to work through those factory serrations, and it was also really, really thick. So if you happen to look at the way that the slide was laying there, basically we have two different lines here. We've got a top line, then we have one that's a little bit of a lower line of a hive. So let's show you that a little bit better here. You guys can kind of see that. So the top hive here wasn't really all that thick, okay? But then you get into where the bottom hive is, and you get very, very thick. I mean, you start getting up into what would be a 1/4 of an inch of material, because we're coming down through this at an angle. We're not coming straight down like this. So definitely a time-consuming process in order to get the laser to punch a hole all the way through there. Really liking the way that that came out overall. It really is a nice blended pattern. Very, very cool. Let's talk about the barrel. So we ended up doing a hive pattern on the top of the barrel. Okay, so that's one of the traditional ones you guys will end up seeing on a lot of my older builds is the hive. And then what we ended up doing on the side was the flag. Now, let's go ahead and put it in here. Let's take a look and see exactly what it looks like mounted together. That's going to be really, really nice once it's done. So the original idea was to do a polish on the barrel, and I ended up talking with the customer. I let them know that I think if we end up doing a polish on the barrel, we're going to go through the process of probably losing quite a bit of the detail on the flag, especially the stars. The stars happen to be really, really fine, small detail work. It's really hard to see what's going on here because they're so small. I kind of reached out to them, said, hey, let's do a ZRN polish. Let's use K&N Blasting for that service. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing. So that's going to go out to K&N Blasting. We're going to end up doing a white gold polish, which that's ZRN. He comes highly recommended for me. I've seen a lot of his work, not just my stuff like that comes to me, but a lot of my customer stuff gets shipped back to my customers. They send me pictures, they let me know what their opinions and thoughts are on the product itself, and it's a really durable finish overall, so highly recommended. I've been recommending this guy for a long time because it's quality work, and to date I just haven't found anybody else that does the level of detail work that he does. So when it comes back to you, it's done correctly and accordingly. Guys, if you have not seen our older content, go back, check out the older content. We have a couple other P07s that we've done. We've done a laser stippling video on an 07 frame as well, so that's totally new. Never had anybody else do one of those to date yet other than myself, so something that you get to see new to the market and something that has not been duplicated yet. A lot of you guys happen to reach out to me about questions that you have on your builds because you know that we've done some of those other slides that other companies haven't done. You've seen the work as it's been performed already. So there happens to be a lot of proven track record with me, the stuff that we've done in the past, stuff that we're gonna probably work on in the future. We've got a lot of other hurdled projects, stuff that's just difficult, okay? So we're gonna end up working our way through those. You're gonna get to see that kind of content. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed, click on the bell, get your notifications turned on. Of course, we have Instagram. And Instagram is kind of a cool place to go if you're looking for those short little videos. If you're also looking for just kind of the pictures, maybe you want the kind of the small stuff that doesn't really make its way to a video, that's kind of the place to be. And then if you don't happen to do Instagram and you just don't happen to do YouTube, you can always do Facebook. You follow us on there. A lot of that stuff gets posted over there as well from our Instagram right straight to our Facebook as well. So definitely a cool opportunity. You can always reach out to me with whatever questions, comments, concerns, project ideas that you may have, and let's just let's put them together. Let's figure out exactly what we can do to get your build going. Let's kind of get all of your ideas out of your head and onto your slide right onto your firearm, and let's kind of get that pattern matured into a final product. Very, very cool to see something like that. You know, you come up with something, a design of some sort, and then we execute it. We put it together, and then finally we can stop talking about what it could be, and we actually have a product in hand, and we get to see what it is. So very, very cool. Guys, I will talk with you on the next one. Have a good day.